Uh, Greetings, YouTubers and live videoers. It's me, Wayman29. Come on once again to talk about some topics. The topic that I want to talk about right now in this particular video is the benefits of religion. All over the internet, there's a lot of videos bashing religions, and I've probably done a few myself. Mainly, I'm not talking about fundamentalist religion. What I'm talking about is straight up religion as a belief system itself. So I'm going to go over a few topics and you'll see what I mean. Because what prompted me to come to this kind of conclusion was when I was traveling back from my brother's house a couple weeks ago. And I went there, visited him. He was very depressed because he had a spinal injury and he was paralyzed. His legs lost some feeling, so he did an operation. I guess it was a vertebrae pinching the spinal. So he's going to therapy, but he feels really helpless simply because he can't work, and this is the kind of guy that's always very active. And I was thinking, I can't go down there because he lives real far away, and it's a whole day trip. When I go there, I try to keep in contact him as much as I can and see him as much as I can. And I take my mother down with me to try to make him feel better and give him some family support. However, I got thinking, if he was part of a church, possibly they'd be over there every day, checking up on him, thinking about him, and supporting him in that area. Because I've seen that done before when I used to attend church more often than I do. At any rate, this is the thing. You don't have to be religious to do these things. And I'm sure that non-religious people and atheists, agnostics, and people who aren't associated with any kind of religious denomination have their own social and support groups to fill the needs socially. And they do. However, people who don't benefit because it puts them inside that social group. And it helps you identify with people who you might not even have come in contact with otherwise. So that's one thing it does. It gives companionship. The people think like you do, or you become to think like them. I know I'll probably get jumped on for brainwashing, but you don't have to go that far in it. I go to church once in a while, and I don't believe that I'm brainwashed in any way. But I really like the exchange of talking about religious topics and things, so I find it very enjoyable at times. It can also, another thing that it can do is give you a purpose in life. Now, there are many people who have found purpose in life who were not even a part of religious denominations and are not religious at all. That's true. However, there were some people who were more or less going down the wrong path, shall we say, and turned their lives around to be productive citizens and help a benefit to their community. My grandfather was like that. He smoked, he drank, didn't pay attention to his family. My grandmother almost left him. And then one of his friends, who converted previously, said, hey, you need to do something about your life. And he quit doing all those negative things that were affecting him negatively. Obviously, I didn't mean it that way. What I meant was the things that were affecting him negatively, he changed, and he stopped doing cold turkey, which is pretty interesting. And the idea of the conversion process in the way of thinking and mindset has always fascinated me. Simply because I don't view it. It can be brainwashing, but I don't view it as brainwashing all the time. Like every case, oh, you're brainwashed. However, I've seen plenty of lives changed for the better. And I've also seen plenty of lives changed for the better outside of religion. So, but however, some people find it harder to make those changes without the support. And I believe that the religious community and the people inside of it give people that empowerment and support to make those changes. Now, granted, not everybody needs a support group, and I'm not saying here that you should use a religion just as a support group. But it's just something to think about. Also, another thing is the way religion helps people deal with life changes and tragedies. A lot of times, like in the verse I read before on my sermon that I preached, it's going to prisons and seeing people, visiting your neighbor, loving your neighbor, doing these sorts of things. A phone call, hey, I was thinking about you, how you doing, blah, blah, blah. People from the church coming over, making you casseroles. I believe that the Baptists make the best casseroles. At any rate, a lot of older people and a lot of people who are shut in, where nobody would visit them at all, they have no family, depend on people from the religion to do those sorts of things. Also, another thing is the idea of prayer. Everybody's like, prayer doesn't work, blah, blah, blah. And some ways, in some areas, I can agree with that. However, just by knowing that somebody might have said a prayer for you could be a sense of empowerment simply by the fact that you know that they care about you. And many times, my mother, she was very religious, and to this very day, if I'm telling her I'm having some problem or whatnot, she says, I'm praying for you, and I hope things go better, because I'm really rooting for you. So it's, so to speak. So, I say to myself, my mother cares for me, and she loves me because she would take time to do this thing for me. So I guess it could function if you were non-religious, as a buddy just calling you up saying, oh, hey, how's it going? I knew you had a bad time there, blah, blah, blah. I was just thinking about all this stuff that happened, and I want you to know that I support you, and I feel bad. But not everybody has those kinds of friends. And what's fascinating about it, the minute you sign up for a religion or a denomination, you automatically inherit a bazillion friends. So, I guess it can't be all that bad.